Hi, I'm Jamie from Sci-Fi-vision. Thanks so much for talking to me. I appreciate it. So to start out, we both just sort of talk about what was it about the show, other than, a chance to win the money, that made you want to do it and come back to reality again, be in it again.
For me, I feel like a new experience. I wanted to try something new, something that I've never done before, and just to live the experience.
And for me, it was more of doing something out of my element. I'm not getting to use my food as like my way to get to an end of competition. So, or, I didn't have that to like, okay, this is not a time I can make the best pot roast with butter and, bourbon and bacon and all that good stuff. How can I use my talents other than my cooking and baking skills to do a competition? So it was just that stepping out of my comfort zone and trying to see if I could do a different type of competition.
Right. For both of you, though, do you think being on your respective shows, though, still helped you for this? Obviously, it's completely different. But other than I should say, other than being able to bribe people with food, that's kind of a given. But for both, you just go get Paula than Jason.
Yeah, I don't think like my show have anything to do with
Mm-mm.
the competition show because mine is just about a K1 visa. So it's just 90 Day Fiance and just couples, but like the competition. Well, we did have some stuff about love in
Yeah.
it, but I don't think that what I live on my show is anything compared to what I actually live on the GOAT. It's
Yeah.
It, I
completely
assume it
different.
makes you more comfortable, though, at least being on camera, I would assume,
That
to
will
get
be the only
used to
thing. Like I
the
feel, yeah.
reality part.
But it's
All right.
still, it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. But yeah, I feel like it just being on a show, it just make it easier. It's just too more comfortable to work with other people.
All right.
Yeah. And I think that doing the competitions I have done, the cameras, which I love the cameras. Girl, you stick a camera in my face, we're gonna party all day long. But just being in front of camera and having that ease, but also to the timing of things because I'm used to being under a time restraint. So it's one of those things that you take. Most of us make a pot roast in or a meatloaf, either one, in an hour or 2 hours, and you got to do it in 20 minutes. So I've got to be under a time restraint all the time. So having that time restraint helped me a lot, even like coming into doing the competition, the physical competition parts of it. And then just having people skills. We in the competition world I'm in, you're always around a lot of contestants, whether I'm competing or judging, and then getting along with people and having those people skills. So I had a lot of things in my pocket going in there not knowing that they would actually play into this, but yet they do.
All right. Was this experience what you expected it to be? Like, how was it either the same or very different from what you expected? Because obviously it's a new show, so it's not necessarily exactly what we've seen before, but it's still, competition show. So how were you surprised by it, both of you?
I think I was surprised by how that it actually uh, fit together. How that it, you take a lot of different reality stars from all different genres across the spectrum and you put us together, but how well that we adapt and modified to the competition, I think is what surprised me so well.
All
Well,
right.
I feel like everything was a surprise. Every single thing, like I was new, just being with different people, just doing things. And also, I feel like the fact that I'm not from United States, like it's just this English barrier for me. Like there are things that I never felt like oh God, I always felt a little frustrated because there are things that I didn't know how to handle it, but I just did my best. Like I just something that you don't know what to expect, but it's new. It was new for
Yeah.
you, it was new for me, and it's something that I just really enjoy, even though I didn't know what to expect.
Right. Now, going back to what I was saying before, obviously you're used to at least being in front of the camera, though, or not so much in front of the camera, but it being a hidden camera and trying not to think about it. I mean, how much do you still think about it? And are you ever concerned like how they're going to edit it? I mean, this isn't necessarily a show like some of them where they're trying to make you look bad, but I mean, you never know how it's going to go because you don't see the cut ahead of time. I'm just curious, is that something you guys think about as you're on camera, or is it just kind of you forget about it?
That's all I thought about. To be honest, that's all I thought about. I come in from 90 Day Fiance and I've seen myself like not getting the best. Like I feel like I just got so much heat because of things the way they would put. And like I feel like when I see that finally I look like the way I supposed to look, and I like it. It's like, oh, this is good. This is good. But I always feel like I have anxiety, not knowing how it's going to end. And sometimes it's like, oh, there are things that I should have said, the like reactions that I should have done, like things like that. And it's like, oh, how this is going to show. And I just look at myself and I watch myself and I'm like, and I just criticize it, like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? It's always give me anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't really think about the editing part of it much. I mean, I'm always me 100% of the time, 24/7. So I'm not, the only thing that I guess maybe I ever worried about is there is cameras in the bedroom. I'm like, Lord, I've got to take my good underwear because I don't need nobody out there to see me wearing my bad underwear. So, we have, I mean, it's one of those things you're not used to a camera being in the bedroom.
There is a
So
camera right there
yeah,
on
you
the
know,
ceiling.
it points at my bed, and I'm laying there thinking, are they watching me now? Maybe I should be, funny in the middle of the night. But I don't think about the much of the editing because I have done so much television, and it's one of those things that I'm never anybody but myself, so I really don't think about the editing part.
Do you forget though about the camera being there? Because I would think for I never thought about it, but you're just usually when you're cooking, like you said, it's in the bedroom. You
Yeah.
don't usually get your movements and your in between and everything else when you're on a cooking show.
You get too used to having the cameras
Yeah.
around that it's just like you're just doing you.
Yeah.
You just don't focus
Yeah.
on them. You're just like it's just part of your life
Yeah,
so
the
far.
cameras become second nature. It's just like a mirror in a house. So you're used to having a mirror in the house, or a plant or whatever. You're just used to them being there. So, it takes a while at first to get used to the cameras, but then after a while, you forget all about the cameras. Now, every now and then, you're standing by yourself and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm bored. And you'll find a camera and you'll just start making faces and grinning. But, and you're thinking, maybe they'll stick this somewhere because it's going to be great. So,
Yeah, you never know. Well, considering you say about a mirror, is there anything that you kind of, I guess, have learned about yourself from being on here and on any of the shows, really, just kind of that it's changed you realizing that you do that you didn't know you did or something like that? Just sticks out for either of you.
I would have to say the one thing I learned about myself while I was on the show or while I was on the go I feel like that I found myself liking competition that doesn't have to do with food that I never actually dreamed about doing. And so I found myself enjoying it and thinking, oh, this is like a big fun party when we were in college or whatever. Every single day is a college party. So, and it was one of those things that I never thought that I would like any other competition but food. And I really fell in love with it.
Very cool. All right. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hope you both enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. I appreciate
Thank
it. Have a
you.
good
Thank
rest of your
you.
day.